Honestly, I'll tell you, I am an accidental filmmaker. I always want to ask myself, who am I becoming? Experience. It's a wonderful ride. It's amazing to see stories come to life in a different format.
So what's the thing that made you go being from conveying your message using a book to now using film? What's the thing that made you go from that? Is it that visuals are much more, relatable, or I'll just like to understand what made you go into filmmaking?
Well, they say that a photo speaks 1,000 words, and I would add insert a video speak 1,000,000 words.
Find each and every little small success that you can get and build on it.
We could have a shift in our community if we had better options in our community.
I was working in retail, but I wasn't connected to what I was seeing around me.
Position yourself so that when the door opens, you'll be able to walk through that door.
Hi, I'm Gbenga, Ogunjimi, and my superpower is business storytelling. I use this superpower to help thought leaders and businesses tell and monetize their stories. Over the past few months, I've had a distinct honor of working with this Washington, D.C. entrepreneurs you're about to meet. All these businesses were already good, but together we went on a journey from good to great by embracing the power of these stories. Welcome to Good to Great Stories, a small business documentary.
And
Facts.
what made me make the ultimate pivot, honestly, I'll tell you, I am an accidental filmmaker. I didn't set out to become a filmmaker. And I think it was an opportunity. I was in the community of Anacostia in Washington, D.C., and I was doing business coaching. Obviously, I specialize in storytelling. And the more I work with these entrepreneurs, I said, wow, look at these stories. The world needs to hear these stories. And I made a pitch to our investor then, which was JP Morgan. And I said, we got to tell the stories. And they said yes. And that ultimately led to me producing my first documentary. Also, in my career journey, I always want to ask myself, who am I becoming? Before I wrote my book, I was just doing coaching and I became an author. And afterward, I thought, what is the platform I can utilize to amplify my voice and deepen my impact in my community? And when I started to work with this community, I thought this was a wonderful opportunity. And I gave myself permission to pivot again. And I think that is a valuable skill in 21st century, ability to reinvent oneself and ability to pivot. I would say that businesses do not die because of lack of money, because of lack of customers, because of lack of opportunities. They die because they fail to pivot. And I think for me, that was the opportunity to pivot my personal brand to become a filmmaker. It's a wonderful experience. It's a wonderful ride. It's amazing to see stories come to life in a different format. It's still a learning experience for me. I'm still learning and doing at the same time. But I would say, honestly, I'm an accidental filmmaker. It just happened to me.
Yeah, that's really interesting. The thing is, a bunch of top filmmakers in Hollywood today used to be accidental filmmaker. Everyone started with like a small point-and-shoot camera, and now they're like big. So, you just got to start from somewhere. And saying what you put together, being an accidental filmmaker, that'll be very hard to believe.
Thank you very much.
That'll be very difficult to believe. But it's just so interesting.